Americans love SUVs, and big heavy SUVs require lots of power. In the way of traditional thinking, that means a big V8 that's really thirsty. But the Europeans have been building efficient turbo diesels for a long time, and finally they've decided to share their technology with us on this side of the pond, which leads us to our vehicle for today. It's the 2010 Volkswagen Touareg TDI. And we were thinking of interesting things to do with this car. I thought, let's go somewhere with dirt and pavement where we can do something really, really fun with it. Somewhere without a lot of rules. And I think we may have found just the spot. Mirage Dry Lakebed. Located 110 miles northeast of Los Angeles in the Mojave Desert, Mirage has been home to land speed record racing for the past half a century. Cars have attained over 300 miles an hour on this lake, with the fastest production car record well over 200. On a cool day, it's 95 degrees. Today, it's 97. Yesterday, it was 115. We lucked out. The problem with top speed testing is most places have rules against it. Fortunately for us, Mirage Dry Lakebed has 3 rules: no glass, no guns, and no fireworks. Nothing against top speed runs. So, with that in mind, sport mode, suspension and auto, traction control off. Let's see what she's got. Okay, there's 20, 30, 40, 400 pounds of torque goes a long way at low speed, and this thing feels properly quick at lower speeds. Now we're at 70, which is where the horsepower numbers start to take over, and the acceleration falls off a little bit because we've only got 225 horsepower to work with. Passing 90. Come on, baby, there's 100. Come on, 105. There's 110. So smooth out here, it's like you're driving on pavement. 115. There's 120. Come on, can I get 130? Give me 130. Come on, 122. 124. 125. Come on, we got 125. They've gone 300 miles an hour on this lake. How fast can I go? 127, 128. Oh, and I ran out of room. 128. All right, not bad for a truck. What do you say we stop out of this car and we see what I like about the exterior, because I happen to love the outside of this car. The Touareg is surprisingly at home in this environment. You'd expect it to be rolling around the streets of a major city, but it actually looks good dirty. Now, I wouldn't personally choose white if I was going to buy one, but the overall look is handsome, classy, simple, not as aggressive as the Cayenne, but certainly hints at sporting potential. The only exterior feature I would personally opt out of is the body side moldings, 20-inch wheels, and chrome grille, which add over $5,000 to the Touareg sticker price. The 3-liter twin-turbo diesel makes 406 pounds of torque and only 225 horsepower, but that's not really as relevant as the torque number when we're talking about a diesel. 406 is good, and it feels every bit of it up to about 60 or 70 miles an hour. Like other diesels, highway passing speed requires a bit of advance notice and a bit of a heavy foot. Another big advantage of a diesel is fuel economy. The V6 version of this car gets about 20 miles per gallon in mixed driving conditions, and you can expect the diesel to get 4 to 5 miles per gallon better than that, even more if you drive with a light foot. Americans have gotten used to loud diesels like those from a Ford or Chevy pickup truck, but the European diesels are actually really quiet. I like the sound it makes. I think it's the sound of efficiency, the sound of progress, because you hear turbo whistle and almost no actual engine sound. I feel like the engine's being used more efficiently. just like other Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche cars, the build quality here is excellent. I mean, everything is screwed together tightly. The materials feel expensive everywhere you touch. I can't look around this cabin and find a cheap material or evidence of cost cutting really anywhere. Our press cars are always fully loaded, so even though 44 is the base, our press car has everything in it, and it's actually almost just $200 shy of $60,000, which isn't cheap. Probably the most noticeable feature in our $15,000 worth of options on this car is the air ride suspension. It's the same as in the Cayenne. It's independently controlled from the engine, so you can put the engine in sport mode and the suspension in an entirely different mode. You've got sport, comfort, and auto. You've got locking differentials. It's pretty neat that you can actually choose your own suspension height. For instance, I'll set this to high now because we've just driven onto the dirt. It won't let you do it at ridiculous speeds, but at appropriate speeds, you can control the height of the car. And you've got something that drives like a car when you need it to and behaves like a truck when you want it to. It's actually a very nice combination of off-road ability and everyday street ability that makes this car really good for a whole lot of people. There's a couple little neat bonus features that you get on this car. I like, when the car is expensive enough, I like bonus features. For instance, you have a refrigerated glove box. So our sandwiches are in there right now staying cold while we're driving around talking. That's a neat feature, isn't it? There's just no such thing as a perfect car, and I do have a few gripes about this one. For instance, the steering wheel. I am such a big fan of a good steering wheel, and although the leather around it is the same material they use in the Audis and it's nice soft to touch, this boxy steering wheel is heinous and the opposite of sporty. I hate looking at it, even though it actually steers the car just fine. It has front Parktronic as well, that can't be disabled unless you disable the rear Parktronic also. So if you're at a red light and you're pulling up close to a car in front of you, it'll start beeping like you're about to hit it. If you're in front of the light and people are walking across the car in the crosswalk, they'll set it off too and it'll start beeping at you even if you're stopped with your foot on the brake. Do people really not know how to look out their windshield and park to the point where we need a front Parktronic system? So silly.
You just got a flat. You got a flat.
Well, El Mirage Dry Lakebed was fun until we blew a tire out. Unfortunately, we were unable to get all the shots we wanted. We got most of it done, but we've had to cut our day a little bit short here. We just can't continue on driving off-road on this inflate-it-yourself spare. We're gonna have to limp the car back to LA now, but we've had fun. We hope you guys have had fun, and we will see you guys next week right here on The Smoking Tire. Last year, The Smoking Tire went on the Bull Run Live Rally in the 2010 Ford SVT Raptor. I liked it so much, I bought one, and here it is. Well, we're going back to Bull Run this year, of course, with help from our friends at Black Magic, and we're so serious about it, we got 2 Valentine 1 radar detectors. Oh yeah. So we're all set up, and the reason we got 2 is because we're gonna be going a little bit faster. We got a 2011 Shelby GT500 with a 550 horsepower, all aluminum V8. We are gonna be right in the action, bringing you guys a video every single day, live from the Bull Run Rally, July 9th to 16th. And the only place to watch it is on blackmagicshine.com or right here on The Smoking Tire.